Sean Diddy Combs will officially not be home for the holidays after a judge just denied him bail now for the third time. Diddy's been behind bars since September and will likely now remain there until his trial date, which is in May of 2025. Combs' lawyers tried just about everything at this point to get him released, offering a $50 million bond, a 24-hour security team, a home monitoring system at his Upper East Side Manhattan apartment. They tried it all, but the judge still felt that, quote, no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. So why is Diddy deemed so dangerous? Joining me now is one of Diddy's former attorneys, Mark Geragos, and also trial attorney Misty Marris. It's good to see both of you. Misty, why do you think the judge denied it again for the third time? And it took a little bit of time this time. I mean, it seemed like they thought about it more because he didn't just deny it right away.
The judge definitely contemplated this one and asked for a lot of analysis as to why Diddy's case is different than other cases where there are similar allegations in the indictment. But ultimately, in this most recent court order, the judge said that the prosecutors presented direct evidence that Diddy had a propensity for violence. That in combination with evidence that he actually tried to circumvent the rules of the Brooklyn Metropolitan Center, circumvent the rules of the prison when it came to communications, was enough to hold him behind bars and to deny him bail. But to your point, Brian, the judge definitely went through this analysis. The judge asked for specific case law relating to these specific issues, but ultimately made that determination that Diddy, there was nothing that the defense could offer to make it safe for the community for him to be out on bail. And that was the basis for it.
Mark, why is this unfair?
Well, I think that, it's hard to, and there's no right answer here, but my feeling was that going into the weekend, as of Friday and going into the weekend, I thought the defense had a better than 50-50 shot of getting bail. I think when they filed, and I may have mentioned this on this show or at least on NewsNation, when they filed their response on Monday, I thought they had the better argument. The government's last salvo or filing, I think, turned his honor. I think what Misty refers to, I mean, I know he based it on the threat of violence. I don't think, my feeling, I don't know, I'm not in the judge's head. My feeling was the allegation that he circumvented some of these phone rules over the weekend, I think, just turned him. And I think that's what took so long. And that's, that's it. I mean, he's going to, absent something happening where the government screws up turning over discovery, or he gets thwarted in being able to prepare for his defense, he needs to just immediately stop thinking about bail and start preparing for trial, because this is going to trial.
Can he try for a fourth time, Mark?
Yeah, he absolutely can. In fact, the judge says in his order today that even if they say there's nothing new, he's going to assume under the law, which he can do, that he's going to take another look at this. He can always take another look at this. I mean, I could give you about 40 different examples of things that could happen that could re-raise the issue of bail. But if I were advising him right now, I would be advising him, let's stop talking about bail. Let's concentrate on getting you out of here and on the trial. And that's where I would be focused at this point. I know I'm jumping ahead, but can I? Yeah, Brian.
Sure, go ahead, Mark.
Just ask you one thing. Well, your producer sent over some questions and hit on one of the things that was very aggravating to me that I read an article yesterday. I don't know if Misty saw the same thing and it aggravated her. It was something like Diddy invokes Trump in effort to get out. That was such a clickbait kind of a headline, and it was very aggravating, because what Diddy did and what they filed was a really thoughtful and well done, I thought, expression of why his First Amendment rights as somebody in custody are being quashed by the prosecution. And yes, he did invoke the United States versus Trump, but because United States versus Trump is now a case that stands for the proposition that the prosecution doesn't get to just slime you unremittingly.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.